something about the us and the we. And my Corsican say, can we her? So yeah, it's just welcome back to the show where books, life, love, and sex are the topics of the day. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Cozy Sips with Cat. I am co-host Cassie Verano, and this is
I'm Ty. Hi, welcome. I have
Hey
to
Tony.
yes, hey Tony. I had to say this. I was watching the promo or the beginning, the intro, and I was like, and I forgot. I looked at one, my eyes got bigger. I'm like, yeah, that's me. I don't know. Yes, so it's like just I know it's a sex. I know it's a sex part for me that my eyes got big like that. I said, I already know.
Something
Hello,
I had no business saying.
and Jennifer. Welcome, welcome, Jenny from the block. Welcome, welcome,
Hey,
welcome,
Jenny, Jenny,
Jenny.
Jenny.
Yes, let's get
So
ready.
excited for another show. What are you sipping on tonight?
I am sipping on some good old Ozark water. I can't look after the last. I'm just still tired. I am still recovering
You
from
know,
weekend.
you
So
just messed my head up when you said that because I literally thought she was about to tell me about some new liquor.
I know I told you
Like,
last.
oh
I know
God.
last time I had I had that nice little drink, but
Uh-huh.
this time, thank you, Tony. Uh, and I guess you might talk about because we both got our bread bread. Uh,
Yeah.
but no, I was like, I was debating. I said, but I'm so behind. I'm just behind, so I can't drink. I'll be worth nothing. Nothing. I
It's,
still got a lot more to do tonight.
yeah. Well, I don't have a lot more to do, and I'm not drinking because I got to get up super early in the morning. But I'm drinking mango fruit punch, strawberry, blueberry blend of juices.
Wait, did one of your grandchildren just pour all the different flavors of juices in?
No, I just had a mixture of juices and I wanted some of, I was like, I'm going to drink this one, now I'm going to drink this one. I said, well, hey, why don't I just mix them all together? Because I can make up my mind.
Yes.
So it sounded good to me.
Yes, yes, yes. So
It
let me
tastes
tell you,
good too.
what is your cozy plug?
Mm, wasn't ready for that. Um, my cozy plug, because I'm still, you know what? I know people are sitting here thinking, what happened to Cassie? She hasn't brought a book out in forever and she's not doing this, that, or the other anymore. And I'm doing a whole lot of some things. I truly, truly am. But in the meantime and in between, before I release some of the things that I'm truly, truly working on, I am, um, I do have still 90 Days to Love, which is my first traditional release, and it was spotted at a Target in Texas, my girl's state. Yay. So I still have that available, and it's also available on audiobook as well as ebook and paperback. So you can check that out on Amazon. And then the other thing that I am currently doing, I have two different things going on Patreon right now. So pretty much Monday through Friday, you can get a story. Every Tuesday and Thursday, today, Ryder comes out, and he's a part of the Fiery Disciple series. And then on Mondays, Wednesday, and Fridays, Twisted Mister comes out. So you get a fresh episode every single day. You won't miss it. Check it out on Patreon. And that's all I'm going to say for now as far as what I've got going on.
Yes, and I'm gonna say almost in the same vein. I've been yeah, it's been a lot. It's just been a lot. A lot of good things, but in general, a lot. Still, promoting this side. This side is going to be promoted um, for a minute. It's a very special book, very personal. Like I said, this is a journey of two people who have flaws. So it's like, can these perfectly flawed people find healthy love? And so it's I'm telling you, if y'all read it, you're going to feel all the feels. And there's nothing wrong with crying because it's very cathartic. And I just been having a real good time promoting this book. I have, if you are in the Houston area, I have a book signing on June 14th between 1 to 3. And the first 25 readers will get a special tote bag and a button. If you purchase the book sign, because I'll be there sign. I'm also going to do free mental health screens, so you kind of get an idea whether or not you're dealing with depression, anxiety, and some quick tips on how to cope. So it's going to be a fun day. I'm also going to be interviewed by Darielle Collins, who does the Urban Book Nook. So it's going to be a fun time. So if you happen to be in the Houston area, know someone in the Houston area, please come by and stop at the Book Readers Venue. It is a Black woman owned bookstore. It is a fantastic bookstore full of indie romance. That is what she sells, Black indie romance books. So it's all your favorites, all including who's on our show today, Mel Dau. It is so many. It is such a beautiful bookstore just to see all your faves in one space where you can buy. So if you're in the Houston area, please, please, please stop in and just, so I'm flying around in my house. It's driving me crazy right now. Uh, it's like
All the unexpected stuff about being live.
oh my goodness, yes. And I am working on this. This doesn't drop to November. But for those who love, absolutely love Chicago blues, Missouri blues is. I am actively working on that. There's a book that's going to be in between now and November, but I can't really talk about that one. But I do want to know for those who have been waiting forever, Missouri blues is going to be, just as hot and sexy and dramatic as Chicago blues. So looking forward to that time. And before we bring on Mel Dau, I want to I just want to talk about the Black Romance Book Festival. I know in everybody's, timeline, you've probably seen all kind of posts. When I say how beautifully overwhelming it was, it had to be the biggest conference of Black romance authors, readers, narrators, content creators ever in terms of who all attended. I think it was over 1,000 people there. Um, and just to see that much Black love all in one space. You had the indie authors, traditional authors, IR authors, AA authors. Like I said, the content creators were there. Narrators were there. So you got a chance to meet the people who narrated your books. It was just beautiful to see the love. Like at one point that they have security guard to escort Kennedy Ryan through the crowd. Like she's literally like people yelling at her, Jack Hall J people are cheering her on as she walks past. And so to see and know that we are as authors, that we are truly valued and loved by so many. Like I sold out all my books. Like, and there was so many people saying the same thing. I sold out, I sold out, I sold out. It was and nobody expected this. You know what I mean? So it was like people were just wanting to buy, wanting to support. It was such a good atmosphere of love and support. And I hope that the bigger world sees that we are important, that our money, our dollars count. So if you get, it's going to be even bigger next year. Not everybody knows, and I have to give these. It was for five women, five Black women, um, that put this together. It was the very first one. So to have the very first one run like it did with that many people was truly amazing. And it had all kind of workshops that you can be a part of. Even the party night, you can make soap if you wanted to. You can do scents. You can go to the 90s party. Well, it was a decades party. You could do a paint and sip. You can go see the two different movies playing. Like you had all kind of options to just kick back and chill. It was definitely a beautiful, beautiful moment. So I definitely encourage you if you get the opportunity to attend next year that you do. And like I said, I think it'll be even bigger because I'm sure with all the timelines, people say like, okay, I want to be there next year. So just want to give that out. So for all of you, who love us as authors, and we of course love you as readers, hope to see you and hope that it just keeps getting bigger and better. And of course, if you don't get to go to that one, there's so many other wonderful book conferences that you can be a part of, you can attend, you can just enjoy the vibe. So just want to throw that out there. Hi, Miss
Um, re-
Larissa.
real quick before you
Yeah.
pull everybody, I just wanted. Oh, there's an echo. Did you hear an echo? Me? Hmm, it's gone now. But I just wanted to say we had a few different people join. We already called it out to Tony and Jennifer. Hi, Erica George, Danae Hunt, Veronica Jefferson, and Larissa is now
Yes.
on. Thank you all for joining us.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, so just had to do that because it was just I can't keep saying how introverted like me was probably like, oh my God, this is a lot. But then it was also it was also a very, very good moment. Okay. Yes. And Dania saying, hey Zuri. Oh, I guess because I put up Zuri Blue.
Hmm.
Yes, 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 yes. Can't wait, can't wait. All right, so without further ado, I appreciate your patience. Let me get ready to bring out Mel's daughter, also known as Mel Dau. We're gonna play a little bit of one. Huh? I see niggas in this bitch slurring, popping bottles, getting drunk with these bitches, and when they leave, they be follow. Fall asleep with that bitch and really don't know much about her. Then she let us in, we take all of your shit, and when you wake up, she help you try to find it up. I be with bitches, that be with bitches, that be with bitches. Mel Dau, Melvin's daughter, has been taking the literary world by storm since April of 2018 with her debut release, A Charleston Love Story, C.a.T and Tiye, where she highlighted her hometown, Mount Pleasant, South Carolina. The first 2 years of her career, she published 15 titles under Queens of Lit Presents that all debuted in the top 25 on Amazon's bestsellers chart. In 2020, this obsessive reader turned author had the privilege to sign to Be Love Publications, where she continues to grow and sharpen her God given craft. Her first bestseller came with her title, Pet the Kitty, in July of 2020. To further grow her empire, in August of 2020, she established Mel Dau Publications LLC. Since, she has had great success with every release, including adding audiobooks to her repertoire. Through her writing, she has established a lane all her own, being the queen of informational dramas, which with each release, she fulfills her purpose to her readers with her E3 formula to entertain, encourage, and educate. Her overall desire is to use her fiction catalog to help change at least one person's nonfiction reality. Mel Dau is a proud member of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated and the mother of a young adult. In March of 2024, she took the leap of faith and made the pivot from an HR professional to a full time author. Being an author is at the center of the purpose of her life. So, without further ado, let's bring in Author Mel Dau.
Good evening, ladies. Thank you.
Welcome. We're so
Thank you for
excited to
having
have you on here.
Yes, welcome, welcome. I have to say this: my best friend and sister are Zetas, so I have to.
You're amazing people.
Yes, I have to give a shout out because they'll be like, "You didn't even acknowledge that she's a Zeta." I know how they are. Uh,
What
so
are
that,
you sipping on behind the scenes, Mel?
So I'm actually sipping on water because my doctor said I'm dehydrated. That's why I keep passing out. So,
Okay.
so that's what I've been sipping on all day.
Yeah, so y'all, I don't know if y'all saw it yesterday, but she posted on Facebook that she, had her little thing spilled because she had not been eating properly. But she is back in action. She's taking care of herself, but y'all keep her lifted in your prayers and your thoughts and just in all positive vibes her way.
yes, and definitely, I'm glad to have you on our show, given what you're going through. That you still
Yeah.
decided to do our show with us. I know we were supposed to do it back in March when we were in Dallas, but
Hmm.
I'm glad, and I know you're going through some things and that you had to leave early and all that
Yeah,
good
look,
stuff.
I was so stressed.
Oh, I can imagine when you said you couldn't find your ID. I'm like, and you stuck in
Yeah.
another city? That's scary.
Yeah.
Look,
That's
I thought
scary.
they
That
don't
is
leave me in
terrifying.
Texas, and I'm gonna have to keep my boots on the ground. I don't want to.
Definitely, definitely understand. So I'm glad that we get a chance to. I did get an opportunity to meet you briefly in Dallas, and I'm so glad I got a chance to meet you. So definitely welcome to the show. And I'm just gonna start off, give you a little either or. We'll talk a
Okay,
little bit about books, okay?
okay,
All right. So these are tropes:
okay.
friends to lovers or enemies to lovers,
Enemies to lovers.
and why?
I think friends to lovers is more common. More, it makes more common sense than enemies to lovers. You got to put a little extra work in for enemies to lovers because forgiveness usually is a part of that. So
Oh, that's true.
that's a hard journey within itself.
That's a good point. Forgiveness is a part of that. That's true.
Mhm.
Forced proximity or fake relationship,
Forced proximity.
and why?
So I'm convinced that the only reason my I'm convinced that I just need to be kidnapped to find my man, but reality, reality, even though I'm married, but reality tells me that that's not, reality and Peacock documentaries tell me that's not how that works. But it just feels like it's that situation of enforced proximity. You gotta get to know somebody and almost forgive the, like, especially if it's a kidnap type of thing. Like, you
Yes.
kidnap me, get over that first, and then move on.
Yes. Marriage or convenience, accidental pregnancy.
Accidental pregnancy. Those just end up
Hmm.
so good. Though I haven't read a bad accidental pregnancy book yet.
I hear you. I hear you.
I don't think I've read too many of those. I need to check them out.
Faded lovers or insta love.
Insta love. Yeah, I mean, I love a good insta love. I'm right mainly insta love. I
Mm-hmm.
Let's get to it. Let's get to it. you
It's
know.
like I don't have the time. I don't have
Yeah,
time.
I
But
don't like.
no.
I like reading slow burns, but there's something about that. I know I want you. I'm gonna have you. Let's get it. That's
I
a
love
touch
it.
that I love. That I love.
Okay. Okay. Now I'm gonna turn it over to Cassie.
I have, it's kind of a two-part question. It's a question for you, and then there's a question for the audience. So, the audience, I want you guys to drop your answer in the chat. Mel, my question to you is when you reflect on marriage, the ups, the downs, the challenges, and the wins, what one piece of critical advice would you give to someone considering marriage?
Um, Keep God in the center. No matter what you're going through, keep God in the center. And the funny part about that is He may not tell you what you want. You know what I'm saying? He may
Hmm.
not tell you what you think He gonna tell you. Because let's be honest, a lot of times when we're in relationships, we don't consult God before we get in that relationship. So you may be in a
Absolutely.
relationship you're not supposed to be in, then you consult with God, and He like, so let me tell you, I hadn't want this anyway for y'all. So this how we gonna fix this, and then now you mad because you like, wait a minute, we supposed to be together, and God like, but I ain't had ordained this in the first place. I don't care what the preacher said.
You
So
know,
it's keeping God in the middle.
it's funny that you say that, and I think a lot of people don't like to acknowledge that. But I remember way back, way back when, in my early 20s, and an older lady said that to me. She said, "Is that even your husband?"
Right.
And I did not like that. It didn't make me feel good.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, even though it didn't make me feel good, it made me think about some things.
Mm-hmm.
And it made me think about who I was, what I wanted, and what was my place in his life.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of times we make permanent relationships with temporary seasonal people, i.e. baby daddies. Um
Hmm.
these situations we take more on than we become a fixer for everybody.
Yeah.
So now my dad used to always tell me, you always taking on these little pet projects, and if you want a pet, buy a dog. My dad used to tell me that all
Hmm.
the time. He like, you always taking on a pet project, like you can fix somebody. Now you don't fix him. He on with the next woman. She need to be sending you some Hallmark cards. Why you don't have a Hallmark line? So
I love that.
a lot happens with that.
It's
Yes.
always the daddies that's gonna keep it real and give it to you how they get it to you.
I'm reading what some people comment, said, keep my family out of my marriage because when I'm done being mad at him, they're still mad. That is so true. You've moved on. They still like, wait a minute.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Wait a minute. Like, what is this? And I also say, and I said this to you before on the show, I always talk about the good stuff too, because people often only call you when it's bad times. So
Yep.
all you're really hearing is all the negative. So you're trying to figure out why are you
Hmm.
still with him? When you
Hmm.
forget to call when things are going well, when everything is right, you only call
Absolutely.
when there's a problem. So everyone who's
Absolutely.
listening only has a skewed view of that person that you're with. So I just want to throw that out
Ooh.
there. Shantae says, never go to bed angry. Always talk things over.
So that's a funny thing. I used to feel that way. I had that conversation with my dad too, and he was like, "That sometimes can work against you because sometimes when you're tired, you talk off of emotion, you talk off of these things, and sometimes you need to separate, lay it down, come back, come together with a fresh mind." So, because I used to, you shouldn't go to bed angry. He was like, "Yeah, you go ahead, play with them people. That's how people get
Hmm.
murdered." They-
I think. You know what? But seriously, I'm so glad you said that because I'm that person. Like at night when I'm tired, I'm angry, I'm irritable. My mouth gets to saying some stuff that my
You don't even realize you said it. You're like, what I say?
and then the next day when he's calling me on that, the next morning, he got an attitude. He's full of attitude. And I'm like, what happened? And he was like, oh, you just gonna act like you didn't just say all that you just said last. I was like, what did I say? Oh,
Right.
now you got amnesia. Now you got multiple personalities.
I
But
was sleep talking.
truly, say that again.
I was sleep talking.
Yeah, that's it exactly. I love this one. Erica says, marry a man who loves you more than you love him. My mother-in-law said something. She said something similar to that. She said, in a marriage, one person will, in a relationship, one person will always love harder than the other person.
I agree.
Which is why I think Ella George says make sure it's the man.
Right.
I think that's why she
My dad
said
used
that.
to always tell me
Uh-huh.
in a marriage or in a relationship, if you each make the commitment to attempt to outlove each other, that should keep it, keep it going. You're finding new ways to love this person.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know
Yes.
Jennifer Copeland said the same thing that Veronica pretty much said,
Keep the
keeping
family
your
out
family
first.
out of your relationship and keep God first. And then Connie Pittman Givens also said the same thing that you said, Mel, keep God in the mix at all times. And
Hey,
that is
Connie.
Yes.
That's one of my
extremely
chapters.
important.
That's one of my chapter sorors.
All right. And my
Welcome to the show.
yeah, one advice that my grandmother always gave was like, um, have sex even when you're mad with them.
Hey, that's some good. That's some good
That's
advice.
some real,
Yeah.
She was like,
yeah.
I
And
don't care how mad, you are with them. Go
and
ahead and
math
have
sex
sex.
can be very good sex.
But yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's a lot more passionate. It's a lot more passionate. You can work out a lot of stuff doing that
Right.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. That was when she was, of course, when she said it to, we all like, yo, grandma.
Right.
time.
Like you just don't want to think about that. Like my grandma had sex, and you looking at her 12 kids.
Yes, exactly. She had a lot of kids, so that's what she was like. Nah, she's like, nah, she loves sex, so she was like, I could be real mad, but I was like, I think that kept me going. I
Right.
was like,
In,
okay,
in in the house dress. In the house dress.
yes, yes, yes.
Forgot about those old house dresses. They used to wear them things and they was not
Oh,
Oh,
very
it
made
was
it
playing.
very
was
simple. Made
just
it
as
very
sexy.
simple.
Not playing.
Made it very simple for a man. Just them house dresses. Just wear them house dresses. No bras. Never had bras on.
Right.
So there
Never.
you go.
My mom used to wear old, like she used to wear full body slips. When they get old, they become house dresses. I'd be like, look, you walk around. I never realized until I was adult, like, oh, she was sexy on the low.
Yes, yes, yes. Yes, E.L. George
Oh,
said by
the-
she had three husbands. My grandmother had two and had a boyfriend before she died. So yes.
Oh, well, isn't it?
Connie Pittman said, "Hey,
and I think
yeah,
those
sex is
house
the
dresses
best."
was all about easy access.
Hmm?
Easy access. That's all the house dresses
Oh
was
no,
Kind of
it's
about.
think
Easy.
definitely,
about it.
definitely. Yeah, they weren't trying to wear lingerie like we be trying. They're
Yeah,
like, nah,
they were
this.
just a
And
little
if
more demure. They were more demure than
and
they are now.
And if we're honest, men, we wear lingerie for ourselves. We don't really wear it for them. We say we do, but they don't care about that.
Yeah,
A man will tell you in a heartbeat, I ain't trying to sit and all that. Just move it out the way. Give me what I'm trying to get to. That's the only thing they care about.
Some men like the
the
build up.
visual, the
Some men like
visual.
that visual build up. I know some men won't get straight to it, but I know some men like just that whole how you look into them.
Okay, well, excuse me,
They
because
want you
I've
to have a
been
little hole. They want you to have little holes here and there so they can get to it, but they still want to see it.
I've been with a thug since I've been grown, and before him, I was with a bunch of thugs. So forgive me.
She said they don't care. You buy that little pearl if you want to. Waste your money.
He's just like, come on, girl.
Mm-mm.
That's it. Okay.
I'm laughing at Connie Pittman. She said my mom wore those house dresses. Mom and dad had 10 kids.
See, that's what I'm saying. Easy access.
These
Bend
ass.
it over, girl, and he hitting it from the back, and he keep it
Why you
moving.
think muumuus came back in style? Nobody was talking about no muumuus until a couple years ago. I said, oh, now we got everybody in the muumuus now.
Yes, yes, yes,
Mm-mm.
yes. All right. What is black love to you?
Um, Black love, it's a lot of things. It encompasses a lot of things of you know. patience, God, accomplishment, just excellence. Honestly, black love, in my eyes, black love is excellence, and excellence can look different for every couple. But whatever you deem as excellence within your household, that should be what your black love reflects. Your excellence may look different from my excellence. Someone, in the past, like we've seen people who, especially back in our grandparents era, they struggling, but they love each other. That man gonna go to work, come home, and love on his wife. And that's what a lot of my books are in, that arena of that country love. Like, I'm from the country, so I was talking to my friends. I don't think I know any of my friends, like when I grew up, that didn't really have a daddy. Like, all this, oh, Debbie, that was not a thing, really. I mean, you got your here and there, but they had their little situations. So to me, it's just about just bringing back that excellence of black love, success, however success is in your realm, because everybody's success is not the same.
No, that's definitely a fact. When I think about that, now in my immediate neighborhood, we all had our fathers, but
Right.
I did know people. Some of my friends didn't have their fathers, and they talk
Mhm.
about how they used to envy us, and we didn't
Right.
even think nothing of it. It was just like, oh, they just
This
they
what
never.
this how it's supposed to be. Like, I
Yeah,
see on Facebook some of my friends
yeah,
my age, and their daddy still cutting their grass.
yeah.
And I'm sure if my dad was alive, it'd be the same way. I like, up until, like, literally, I didn't buy my first car until he died, because he bought all my cars.
No,
Mhm.
I mean, my dad the same way. Like, he'll come and be like, "Let me help you clean the kitchen." I'm like, "Daddy, I am been
Right.
grown. You ain't got to come help me." He'd be like, "Let me just come on here. Y'all need some help." Like, that
Right.
is definitely yeah, yeah.
Right.
No,
He
I
used
feel
to tell
you.
me to open your refrigerator.
Yeah,
Why? Show me your refrigerator. Why you ain't got no groceries in the refrigerator?
yep,
Daddy, there's food right there.
yes, 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 yes. So definitely agree that black love is very powerful, and
Mhm.
the
And
more
you
that
know
we
what?
promote
Speaking speaking of daddies, I just had
it.
to go back on Amazon. I read Naughty Fan
Mhm.
and So Special Fanatic Love, and their daddies didn't play about them. As
Mhm.
grown as they were, I love that you had that, like that, how protective their fathers were over them, and and that was the other thing I was going to say before when you mentioned the country. I love how you put that Geechee dialect in there.
Yeah.
Like, that was everything to me because you don't often see that in books. And so for you to include that and just reading along with it, like I can literally hear them in my head. I so
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah, I love Charleston. I love Mount Pleasant, and that's my dad. Like, my dad, till his death was over. Like, even in his death, he died of
Hmm.
brain cancer. But I remember, before he was, like, immobile, he was doing everything he could to prepare me for life without him.
Okay.
And I was a spoiled little girl. I didn't really take responsibility. And I remember, like, a month or two before he died, he said, "I'm gonna put you in some budgeting classes, because if you don't pay these bills, your safety net
Yeah,
is about to die."
yeah,
And I was
Mm.
like, "Daddy, why would you say, if you don't pay these bills, you gonna be put out. You ain't gonna have no way. You can't call me." So just to the very last end, when he got in hospice, and his health declined really, really bad, he blocked
Hmm.
me from the hospice center. I was pissed. And now, in
Mm.
hindsight, I can see that he was trying to protect me to the last breath. He didn't
yeah,
want me to
Yeah.
see him like that.
yep,
So it's just, that's what
yeah,
I'm used to. Like, them country look. My daddy would come out. My daddy, he was real chill, sit on the porch with his rocking chair with his black and mild and his yak. But let him step foot off that porch and go to that truck and pop that back seat down. It's a whole lot of things that's gonna come from out there that you don't want to see.
I love it. I love it. God, I love it.
yes, 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 yes.
You ready?
You ready, Miss Dow?
I'm ready.
Move your back against the wall, girl. Don't be afraid, won't let you fall, girl. No, no, no. You don't have to feel no pressure. We got all the night, no stress, girl. Go ahead and get undressed, girl. We can do it all the night, and I promise you, I will make you scream my name.
All right. Welcome to our sex segment. Okay. See, I really, really, sorry, oh Lord, here we go. I really, 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 really wish I could see your face. just because of some of the questions I ask. I just like to.
So now I'll turn my camera on, but I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. I'm gonna be real transparent. I'm taking the front of my hair out on my braids because I got a braid appointment tomorrow. So I was like, let me take these braids out before these little people don't do my hair. So I mean, I ain't shame, and I have pretty hair.
Oh, it's all up to you. It's all
Oh,
up
it's
to
your
you.
girl. Like
Whatever you want to
whatever
do,
you feel comfortable.
whatever's
Yeah,
comfortable.
whatever you
Yeah,
feel.
I got a little
no,
fun, so
We
no
can't really
judgment.
tell. We can't tell.
Yeah, because it's
It's black.
everything's going out. Yeah, so like we can see the braids hanging down in the front. That's all we can see. So you're good.
Yes.
Okay. You- Never receive oral again or never kiss again.
What?
That's the one whose face I need to be looking.
I'm sorry. That's look how Mel looking though. Look at her face though. She like that's not an option. Either
I
one.
don't even know. Like
No,
that's hard.
no.
Pineapples, I don't like it.
Uh-uh.
Did you say pineapple?
Like, I don't like it. I'll be honest. If I had to choose, it'd probably be the oral because kissing
Yeah.
can be very intimate. Kissing
Yeah,
is
I would have to
a
say the
lot
same.
more.
If I had to, I would agree with you on that. I would be like, no.
Kissing, kissing is a huge turn on, and I feel like it's extremely important to foreplay.
It is.
Extremely important.
It is.
Sex on the floor of the rainforest or sex in the ocean with the sea animals. Well, maybe not the sea animals. They're going to be the ocean animals if we're in the ocean. But you get my point.
I just feel like the rainforest would be safer for my pH balance. I'm just saying.
I don't know because I've been to the rainforest in Colombia. I do not want to be with all those bugs. I
Oh
don't know.
yeah,
I'm
that
just
is
being honest. It's
true.
bugs you ain't never seen
That is
before.
true. I guess it would depend on what ocean. Like, are we talking Atlantic, Pacific, or
Oh yeah, Atlantic is rough. The Atlantic is rough.
Well, you know what's funny was Ty sitting there looking and contemplating. I knew she was gonna come with something, and I was just interested to hear what she was gonna say. Mel, you caught me off guard talking about your pH.
those things? Like, I don't understand how people be doing the pool sex. I be like, with the chlorine.
I know I've done that. It's okay. Nothing
Oh,
happens. You're fine.
I don't
You're
like
I
to smell
fine.
don't,
chlorine.
I don't
So
like the pool anyway, knowing everybody been pissing in that pool
I'm
probably.
telling you,
So
it's fine. It works.
okay, fine. I'm gonna take your word. Would you would you rather have a great sex life but not get along well, or get along great but rarely have sex?
I'd rather get along great, but rarely have sex because my dad always told me
Yeah.
it's more important to like your partner than love your partner.
Okay.
That's true. That
Mhm.
is a fact. I agree with that.
What you're having a threesome with two fictional characters from your book. Who are they and why?
That's a good one. I like that one. That's a good one. Hmm.
And audience, for
Probably,
those of you who have read her book, drop your choices in the comments.
That's a
probably
good one.
Chance Newman
Okay.
from Tap In.
I love that name. Tap in. And who's the other one?
That second one is going to be hard.
Antoinette said mega.
So Mega's not my. I love Mega, but actually, I prefer Ned over Mega. No, I take
Hmm.
all that back. I prefer Draco, Chance and Draco.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I was expecting. Yeah, somebody else said Mega. I was about to say I was expecting a lot of people to jump in and say they love Mega. I see that often.
They do.
Okay. Um, they're creating a condom after you, but they're naming it after your favorite sex position and favorite dessert. What's the name of the condom?
um, my favorite sex position, my favorite dessert,
Hmm.
back banana pudding, banana back pudding.
She's like, which way do I say?
Right. That's what I was like. Which way sounds sexy? No,
Neither one, but
no.
it's you know what, you're probably probably say it sexy. You can be like back banana pudding.
Right. I mean, and then you give visuals of putting it on a banana. The marketing could
There
work.
you go. There you go.
You could
I
work, and then
like
you
that.
put that
And
banana
the
in. Look.
and the flavor, you can actually use that. You could use it in a lot of different ways. I like that. What about you, Ty? Don't
Even
don't
worse.
look like that.
How do you put it on me? Because I'm not even thinking like that. um, uh, I'm s- uh, favorite position. Uh, um, cupcake, cup, cupcake doggy style. How do you say that? Like doggy cupcake style?
Doggy cupcake style? No, doggy
Cupcake doggy style?
cupcake cupcake doggy style. Cupcake
Cupcake
doggy
doggy
style.
style. There you go. Cupcake doggy style. That's the name of this condom. Cupcake doggy style.
Wow.
And mine would be ice cream 69.
You be what?
Mine would be ice cream 69.
Oh,
Though that would be the name of my condom. Though when I think about ice cream, see now I like cold. So I have no problem with cold being on my body and being licked off my body. My
you'll be
husband
what?
ain't too crazy about the cold. I said I like cold things. So I have no problem with cold things being licked off my body. My husband, on the other hand, he don't feel the same way. But that would be a good one. Ice cream condom. Okay. You partied hard last night and you're suffering from a hangover, but someone has the remedy that's making your body feel great. When you wake up, you find that you're receiving oral. Is it your ex or is it your neighbor?
I hope not none of them. Um, does it have to be an immediate X?
It could be any ex you
It's
want.
like, long as it ain't the one that the right before.
Not that one, but the X over the neighbor.
That's why I have to be seeing faces at that moment. When y'all think about the people that pop to your head, the faces y'all make. Caught masturbating in the feminine product aisle of the grocery store or in the adult romance section of the library.
What? Say it again.
Caught masturbating
You said, "Oh,
in the
caught." I thought you said
uh-huh.
hot. I thought you said hot masturbate. I was like, "What's that?" But you said caught.
Right.
Gotcha.
Oh, we need to make that up.
It's definitely not in the
Make
grocery
up
store.
something to put in a book. Hot
Hot
masturbation.
masturbation.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, they have hot bike riding and hot workout and stuff.
Yeah, I guess you could have hot
Yeah. Hot
masturbation.
masturbation. I like that.
It
Put that
probably
in a
be in
book.
the library.
Yeah,
Okay.
library.
You're making a poem with a hot man and a woman. Is she your favorite author or your favorite reader? I knew I was going to tie it up with that one. Mel,
No, Mel can't answer. Mel is like, I'm not answering.
I'm like, wait a minute. I don't know. I don't really know. I mean, I'm going through everybody like.
She is. I can see her face. Her face is like her eyes are like
Like I'm
moving. Her eyes are
like
moving back and forth.
I've never sexually thought about any of these women. I don't even know the answer to that. I really
I'm
don't.
always going to be the one to take it there.
It pro-
What are you going through?
oh god, it'd probably be an author. It probably
Veronica said everybody's
I
speechless.
don't know.
Yes. Because
Yeah.
because you already know. I don't
And
believe
yeah,
in
and it's like
coincidence.
just pick somebody fine. I'm like, I do know I ass of fine authors, you know what I'm saying? But like I just never thought about them like that. So now it's like gonna mess me up when I see them. Oh god. And then like if somebody listens back, they're gonna be like, was it me? No.
You're looking at me different now. They're like, she's looking at me different. She's looking at me different.
Oh God.
and it's not meant to be
Okay.
different.
Okay. We just gonna throw it in the Arthur world, and
Yeah,
we're gonna leave your reader say.
in the author world.
Okay. Role play with a stranger that leads to a one night stand or anal sex with your teenage crush.
Mm-mm. One night stand. My teenage girl's a crackhead now, like
Ooh.
like legitimately. So I'm gonna go ahead and with that role play of one night stand. Look, bro, he might be.
She said.
I might have picked the wrong drug, but it's a head. This is a head.
Says
That's
She
so.
said legitimately
yeah,
a
it's
legitimate crackhead.
meth head. One of them heads. K2 head. Somebody head.
I love it.
Uh, she said,
Okay.
oh my god, she said, people stand are probably insane.
It probably is.
This is true because crack give you a lot of energy.
It do.
So,
It really
right.
do.
Okay. Now make sure I say this right because you say this and you say it in your way and you say it with your accent and I'm probably messing up, but you come back and say it right. You open your front door and you see a box, a large box that says "Come scooching."
Come scooching.
I love to hear her say that. On the box, when you open it, you see that it's from the Mel Dau fan club. What's in the box? A box of chocolates, a bottle of wine, some candles, and four signed books by your favorite authors, handcuffs, raincoat, red bottoms, a flogger, and a pass for dinner for two at your favorite five-star restaurant, tickets for an all expense paid trip for two to the Maldives for 2 weeks, and nude photos that they somehow captured of you, or a butt plug, flavored lube, shibari rope, nipple clamps, clit clamps, sex swing, mattress restraint, and a ball and gag.
I'm going in the Maldives.
Okay. And then you're going to try to figure out how they got some pictures of you.
I don't even care. you
I just want to go on a trip.
probably hacking to my home camera. I live alone, so things be happening.
Okay. You know what? And speaking of flogger, I went to the post office
I just
today.
first I want to stop you for a second. You don't just say speaking of a flogger.
Right?
That's just not normal everyday conversation. But you
Like,
said it
I
like
don't know what
speaking of my
segue
neighbor,
that was.
speaking of my job, speaking of my flogger. But go ahead, go ahead.
Okay, first of all, Ty, you know me, so don't go there with me, Mel may not. But that is a part of my everyday life. For those of you who don't know me, but the rest of y'all know me, so you know. So I was at the post office and I was mailing a gift to someone in another country, and I had to fill out a customs form. And so I'm just writing, and I'm tired. It's been a long day. Why are we in a crowded post office and the postal worker says, "Does this say flogger?" And everybody stops what they're doing and everybody looks up and look at me. My daughter is sitting there wanting to drag
Look,
herself down to the
straight
floor.
up, died.
And I stood
Died.
up and I was like, "Yes, it says flogger." Proud as I can be, like, no, she didn't just call me out, but I'm going to own my shit.
They really do be reading that stuff loud though, because I had to do that too. I had my first international book order, and it was like,
Uh,
okay, so it says 3 books at 20. Why are you so loud? Like, it is blast because y'all still on the COVID protocol, but you real loud.
like, just put all my business out there. Like, come on. I mean, like, do we have, like, client postal worker privileges or
Right.
something? Like, they have doctor patient confidentiality? Like, dang. So, yeah. Um, Pole dance, strip, and have drunken strangers take shots off your body at the next book event, or accidentally record yourself masturbating and upload it to TikTok and it goes viral.
The first
Definitely first
one.
one.
The first one.
Okay. I don't know if I want drunken strangers taking shots off
I
my
don't want
body.
my stuff all on TikTok.
Right. Like that's not the viral I'm looking for, baby. That is not the viral I'm looking for.
Maybe they don't see your whole body and you like, that wasn't me.
I talk about people too much to be putting
Do
crazy
the
stuff.
shaggy. It wasn't me.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
can you can get over that. You can get over somebody doing, whatever you just said, but that live forever.
Forever.
I'm not just a freak.
No, you got a job. Like,
I mean,
you lose
had
your
you
job.
said like, had
Now,
you said like OnlyFans, that's different.
that's
But
different. Yeah.
like,
I'm thinking about just ramifications past like the people. I'm like, you can lose everything just because that's out there.
I better watch what I be saying on this show because my husband go back and look at it. He's gonna be like, "What you trying to tell me? What's really going on?" Okay, finish this sentence, Mel. He pulled my blank and I swallowed his blank. The neighbors saw us and begged to blank and blank. We agreed as long as the neighbor would blank me. I later learned it was recorded and posted to blank.
oh Lord Jesus, he he pulled my throat and I swallowed his dick. The neighbor saw us and begged us to continue, and I don't know that second and. We agreed as long as the neighbors would join us. I later learned it would require. I don't know that second and. Oh no, he pulled my hair and I
Uh huh.
swallowed his dick.
Mm-hmm.
Neighbors saw us and begged us to. I don't know the and and then. I don't know the and and then. That's probably. But we did agree as long as the neighbors would join me. Would join me. Fuck me. I don't know the and and then. He put my hair on.
Ty, you want to take a shot?
Uh, I'm gonna go. He pulled my nipple and I swallowed his dick. The neighbor saw us and begged to join in and fuck. We agreed as long as the neighbor would eat me. I later learned it was recorded.
And posted to.
Oh,
OnlyFans.
yes. There you go.
She gonna take it back to OnlyFans every time.
No, I ain't putting my stuff out there. I ain't about to do that. I ain't trying to have living legacy. Nah,
Love it, love it, love it, love it.
not in these days' time.
All right, Mel, tell everybody what you're working on, what they can expect next, or anything you want them to know.
Okay, so I'm currently writing a paranormal. Um, I'm writing a paranormal because I had this paranormal book cover for a while in the chamber, and I thought, let me go ahead and write this paranormal. Today, what my other paranormal, When a Wolf Cries, released on Audible. Tomorrow, The Big Catch comes out, and it's the beginning part of BLP is doing a sports series, so I'm the first one to drop on that, and then after that, this one that I'm working on is not going to drop probably until like August. I have set a goal to drop every 2 weeks, and thus far, starting tomorrow, that will be happening. And I'm on schedule to continue to do it for the rest of the year.
So when you said the big catch, what is that about? Tell us more about that.
With the big catch for the sports, this particular Gunner, he is the main male character. He is a professional angler.
Mm-hmm.
So he's a professional fisherman, and he's a country boy. So he country, like he's just not an angler. He's from Mississippi. I made up a town in Mississippi, but he's a country boy. So he's a fisherman. He's a professional hunter. So there is a service for the government where they basically regulate wildlife. He does that. He also is a certified safari lead in Africa. He's hunting dogs, like he country. And he the main female character, Ada Bell, but she goes by Bell. They're from the same. It's kind of one of those enemies of lovers. They came from the same hometown, but Ada Bell, she always thought she was better than everybody. She ended up getting up out of there, rebranding herself. But then when that brand fell flat, she had to come back home.
I love that.
It's one of those.
I love the name Ada Bell, but what I really love is the whole angler and the hunting thing because you don't see that often. That's very unique. So I love that you did that.
And
Super
I did
creative.
a lot of research on, like, I didn't know. First of all, I didn't know them people make that much money. That's one. Like professional fishermen from the money that they can win from the competition, because sometimes you can win per day.
Mm-hmm.
And you can get very, very good endorsements from the beer that you see them drinking while they're fishing. Dick's or one of these
Oh yeah.
the
Pro
rod,
bass, pro bass
Yeah.
shops and stuff.
the
Yeah.
rods and stuff. They
Hmm.
can make upwards of $1 million a year. Like, and that seems like a little money, but that's a lot of money for fish.
That's
And
That's a
crazy.
lot of money doing something you
yeah,
Yeah.
enjoy.
yeah, and to say that
Yeah.
industry is widely saturated. So I thought
Hmm.
we
Hmm.
just kind of plug that, that in there, because there are, of course, we see lately, especially, I guess maybe because my algorithm switched because I was researching this. I'm seeing a lot of black fisher women and fishermen, especially in the New Orleans area,
Hmm.
popping up and stuff. So I think that's cool.
Yeah.
That is awesome. And then you said you're going to start dropping starting tomorrow every 2 weeks.
Hmm.
That is freaking phenomenal. I love that. You guys, BLP, y'all be dropping like hotcakes anyway.
Yeah, I mean, this
Y'all ain't playing.
gig now, so I treat it like I was a human resource professional for like 15 something years. So when I decided to become full time, I treat this, it's my passion, but I still treat it as like a
It's your
job.
job.
So
It's your
yes,
job.
That
I
is
have
awesome.
a work schedule, I have a break, I have a this, I have a that. Now sometimes I go off there, but I know that I have a lot more freedom with this. So I know that, okay, if I want to do this, I need to push myself to do this and be serious about it. And the discipline comes in. It is a lot more discipline, but yeah.
I love that. I absolutely love that. That's awesome. And you guys can always check her out on Amazon. All of her books, audio as well. All of your audio are there. Okay.
Yeah, and my
And
audiobooks are on other platforms as well.
okay. Tony says she's here for all of it.
Hmm.
Are you doing any appearances anytime coming up
So
soon?
I will be in Atlanta for the Gem Awards. I will
Hmm.
also be in Columbia for Southern Hearts and Signed Kisses, and then in
And,
next year in March I'll be at the Meet the Characters, and I'm here in Charlotte.
and the Gem Awards is in July. And when is
July, October.
Southern Hearts? Is okay. Okay.
Hmm.
Perfect. And can they still get tickets to either event?
So
I think so.
I want to say the Gem Awards, maybe. I think both of them have closed down. So
That's what I
I
say.
know Southern Hearts sold
Yeah,
out.
they've
Southern
been sold
Hearts
out.
sold out like
They
been
sold out.
sold out. Been
Okay.
sold
They've
out.
been sold out. They've been sold out.
And they added 25 more tickets. That was like 10 minutes of tickets.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. All right.
I'm hoping to be at the Black Romance Fest next year though. I missed it. I had a sorority obligation this year, but I'm like, look, now I'm gonna just have to tell these Los Zetas they gonna have to chill out.
Yeah. You got to. Yeah. Yeah. If you
Look,
get the opportunity, yes, definitely.
I'm
Definitely.
so
Definitely.
hurt that I can't go to the Jake Jaquel's event, because it's literally, I have a something I can't miss, and I'm like literally crying, like, what? Maybe I could take a red eye from here to here. I can make it. Maybe I can make it. And something my soror was like, yeah, no, I don't think that's gonna work, but it can work.
I love it. Love it. All right. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you all for coming out to support her again. Like I said, you can check out Mel Dau on Amazon. Tell us what you like. Tell us what you love. Don't tell us what you like because we don't want to hear that shit. Join us again in 1 month when we will have Danielle Allen on the show. And don't forget to drop your comments and tell us who you'd like to see next. But most importantly, share it, like it, and love it. And we'll see you soon.
Thank you,
All right.
ladies.
Hang on, Mel.
Okay.